Tennessee continues to get ready for its home opener Saturday against East Tennessee State. Alongside Patrick Brown, I'm Ryan Callahan with this GoVols 24/7 No-Huddle. And on this Tuesday, we spoke with a couple Tennessee assistant coaches, offensive coordinator Joey Halzle and defensive backs coach Willie Martinez. Good timing to talk to both of those guys. We'll start with Halzle because it's always a good, insightful availability when he talks, and coming off the opener, it seems like he talks after the first game every year. Always some things to break down, and this week he got a chance to talk about some of the new things Tennessee's offense showed, some different looks that we hadn't seen from them before, a little bit of pistol, some different alignments and things like that, and he talked about, kind of wanting to give a different look for this offense and how they kind of assess things back during the offseason.
Yeah, and I highlighted some of this. This is the tease part of this no-huddle, but X's and O's, first one of the season, dropped today, this morning, focused on the offense and some of that new stuff, those new formations that we saw. And Ryan, you were smart to ask Halzle about it today and not Josh Heupel about it yesterday.
Yeah, he would have said about 5 words.
You would have got a much better answer. And I just, every year, Josh Heupel does talk about the evolution of the offense, and certainly, we saw a lot of new wrinkles, I thought, on Saturday. Some condensed formations. They weren't spread from sideline to sideline every time. You saw some bunch stuff. You saw some different alignments with the receivers, some plays off of things that they've done in the past. They ran a bubble screen that was like a play action out of the pistol kind of screen, not just a quick throw out there. So, and I believe there's a reason to think that there's more that they haven't touched yet either, too. So it was good to see that, along with some staples. We again saw a lot of 12 personnel. Tennessee did a lot of variety out of that. They still had the Braylon Staley touchdown was sort of a setup play where they ran the ball out of a full house backfield on first down and then faked it and did max protect and got one-on-ones on the outside off of that. So really good game plan, I thought, by the offensive staff, Halzle included, and they were able to break out some of those new things while doing some of their staple stuff. The tempo, I thought, was really good early in the game, and I think it's a credit that with so many new pieces, they were able to go out there and sort of, with an expanded playbook, execute the way they did. And also talked with defensive backs coach Willie Martinez. I mentioned good time to talk with him with Tennessee being banged up in the secondary. Let's face it, a cornerback a bit thin now with the loss of Ricky Gibson for, as Josh Heupel said, an extended period of time, and it does sound like that will be a lengthy absence. So big opportunity starting this week for Colton Hood, who obviously had a great debut for Tennessee last weekend in the season opener, and Ty Redmond. Willie Martinez talked a lot about Ty Redmond and what the true freshman has shown so far. Yeah, Ty, he committed, Ryan, during his junior season. Yeah, it was November of that year, I think. Was he at Milton at the time? Yes. At Milton High School in Alpharetta. Had just transferred to another school, okay. I believe. But yeah, that's not Josh Dobbs' high school. Yeah. But they're like crosstown rivals. But Willie kind of credited some of Ty Redmond's sort of background of coming from a program that makes deep runs, I think, in the state playoffs on a regular basis. Milton, they have a lot of talent there, a lot of, correct me if I'm wrong, right? D1, Power 4, SEC talent coming out of there. Big school. Ty Redmond talked about how he had played in Mercedes-Benz a couple times in state championship games. So he, his first game there, he's like, oh, I've been here before. This is nothing. Yeah. So, Willie kind of talked about just the demeanor, the makeup that led to him being sort of advanced, and then he gets here and does what he needs to do. Redmond talked about this in the spring too, but he mentioned it today. He got more meticulous in taking notes during meetings and things like that. I think he certainly got here and wanted to follow the lead of guys like Jermod McCoy and Ricky Gibson, and now he and Colton Hood and some other guys are going to have to step up and sort of keep that standard pretty high. Willie talked about a few different names. He doesn't seem discouraged or like he's panicking. It seems like they have a lot of options. He mentioned Will Wright as a veteran walk-on that's there. He mentioned Timothy Merritt, Dylan Lewis, a couple of freshmen that have some versatility. There's some cross-training going on in the secondary that sometimes doesn't lead to guys playing different spots in games necessarily, but it helps them if they need to. Obviously, Jalen McMurray is an option if they wanted to slide him out from star, as we talked about a little bit yesterday. Boo Carter's in there too, so they've got options there, and this is the perfect game to sort of see where some of those young guys are maybe, but certainly I think Colton Hood and Ty Redmond will shoulder most of the load without Ricky Gibson in the lineup for the foreseeable future. And obviously Jermod McCoy coming back soon, they hope, so that obviously will be an even bigger deal now with Tennessee being a little thin at cornerback. We talked with DeSean Bishop as well, coming off a strong debut for Tennessee's running backs, that kind of three-headed backfield they've got there. They split the reps almost equally.
good day for all three in different ways, and then Star Thomas was the leading rusher. But DeSean Bishop, a very, very positive, upbeat guy. These days, even more so than he was in high school. But very very encouraged by what he saw from that group, and it sounds like pretty excited about Tennessee's offense overall.
Yeah, and he doesn't wear gloves either.
Yeah.
He's old school with the no gloves approach. He said he just, catching the football, he just felt better not playing with gloves on. Sometimes we see guys do that if it's raining, but and we should mention too that the running backs made some plays in the passing game, maybe a little bit more in one game than we've seen under this coaching staff, and that was, I think, something that Halzle mentioned was point of emphasis. And Bishop said he and Halzle had a conversation, I think, back in the offseason that said, hey, we're gonna get you guys the football different ways. And Bishop had the big long gain on a screen pass. I think there was a swing pass too where they were able to set that up with a motion. So they really like this trio that they've got, and I think they're going to continue to ride those three for the rest of the season.
3:30 Eastern Time is the kickoff on Saturday. It will be streamed on ESPN Plus and SEC Network Plus. So if you don't have your setup ready for Saturday, it will not be on TV. If you're asking what channel,
it can be on your TV.
It can be on your TV, but if you're asking what channel it's on, it is not on one. So be ready for that on Saturday. For Patrick Brown, I'm Ryan Callahan.